Hey band! So all three sections of band are actually working on rhythm this week. Beginning band and percussion ensemble, gold band and blue band, and cougar band. So I thought I would make a review video about basic rhythm reading. Many of you are probably familiar with this from band class or choir class in the past, and some of you might remember some of these concepts from elementary music. So we're going to talk about what I like to call the rhythm tree. Now, the rhythm tree is something we can use to break down and understand the note values that we have in music. So a note value is going to be how long the note lasts for, or the length of the note. So how long we hear it, how long it rings through time. The length of the note, which we call the note value. Okay, so we're going to start our tree at the top with, anyone know what that is? A whole note. And a whole note gets 4 beats. So let me turn on my piano. If our tempo is 1, 2, ready, go. Last 4 beats, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and off. Stops after beat 4 is done. We can break down, branch off our tree into half notes. Anyone know how many beats a half note gets? A half note gets 2. Now these have to add together. So we have 2 plus 2. 2 half notes make 1 whole note. We can keep adding branches to our tree. Anyone know what I'm drawing? Starts with a Q. Quarter notes. Okay? So if this is our whole note, half note, quarter, right? Like you're cutting up a pizza. You eat the whole pizza, you eat half a pizza, you eat 1/4 of the pizza. And you might notice a pattern here. If half notes each get 2, each quarter note must get 1. Yep, that's enough ones. We can break these down again. See, our tree is getting wider. And we can break them down into pairs of, let's think about it. We had whole, half, quarter, and eighth. There's an easy way to remember this. Let me put my marker down. Whole, half, quarter, eighth. And what I'm making here is a single eighth note. They can be in pairs or singles. So a single eighth note looks like this, and it has a little tail or a flag. Okay? Whole, half, quarter, eighth. Because whole notes look like a donut. Half note gets to have a tail, a stem. Quarter notes have a stem, but they're filled in the middle. And then eighth notes have a flag. And there's a little song. Whole, half, quarter, and eighth. 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 And if you come back to in-person school knowing how to sing that song, I will be so impressed with you. I will give you like 1,000,000 PBIS points. Okay, so we have not quite to scale eighth notes. And if you're following along with the math here, that means that each eighth note gets half of a beat. And we can keep going and going and going. 8 of those, okay? These still add up to 4 beats, don't they? So if we start writing in our counts, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And I always put dashes to mark that those beats are connected. 1, 2, 3, 4. They keep going. It's one sustained sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then we have our half notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. So they're separated, but they're still a little bit longer than our quarter notes, which are 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 separate notes. For our eighth notes, we say 1 and. 1 and, 2 and, 3 and. Can you guess this one? 4 and. And if we play it all together on the piano, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. I'll do that one more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, if that simply isn't enough for you, every one of these beats can break down into, maybe some of you know it, we call them 16th notes. So here we had one entire pizza. Here we each ate a half a pizza. Nice. A quarter of a pizza, it's cut up into 4 slices. Here we have 8 slices of pizza, which is standard. But maybe you wanted to cut your pizza up even smaller and have really thin slices, then you would have 16 slices of pizza. So it takes 16 16th notes to fit into one whole note, one beat. Okay? And we draw these just like our 8th notes. They're connected by this bar along the top. It helps us see the grouping of the beat. So we can see, oh, these are connected by a line on top. They're connected. I know that they're all part of one beat. They're all together. Because a 16th note by itself looks like an 8th note. It has an extra flag. Oh, a little hard to see from the angle there. Looks like an 8th note, has an extra flag. And I don't know about you, but I think that would be confusing to look at a whole bunch of them in a row. That will get really confusing, and it's super hard to draw. So this is a way to keep it a little bit cleaner. Unless you're just crazy at drawing like me, and things tend to get a little squiggly. So we still have our 1 and, don't we? 2 and, 3 and, 4 and. Let me scoot that kind of a little bit. But now instead of saying 1 and, 2 and, 3 and, 4 and, we say 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 letter E, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a. Can you guess it? 4 E and a. And if I play it on the piano, that will go something like 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. And I just unplugged my piano. Good going. So like 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That's your 16th notes, okay? So here's our rhythm tree. We're talking about note value, which means the length of the note. And here is our tree. Maybe there's some birds flying around our tree. So we have our rhythm tree, but how do we actually count a rhythm? Well, let's put it into practice. So we have, let's start off with 4 quarter notes. Many of you last week probably talked a little bit about in your discussions time signatures, or you've seen the reading music, how to read music TED Talk video, which I'll also link for beginning band. And you know that we organize rhythms by time signatures. So the top number of the time signature shows you how many notes are in one measure. There's 4, or how many beats? Here we have 4 quarter notes. There's 4 beats in one measure. Top number, how many beats are in the measure? The bottom number looks like a fraction, right? The bottom 4 shows us that a quarter note gets the beat. If you broke this down into a fraction, 1/4, that's 1/4. We can have 2, 2, which means there's 2 beats in a measure, and they're both half notes. We could have 4, 8, meaning there's 4 beats in a measure, and they're all 8th notes. We can have 3, over 4, 3/4 time. That's like a waltz, da, 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 da. And that means we have 3 notes in each measure, and the quarter note is still leading the beat. But today we're going to use 4/4. It's also known as common time because it's our most common time signature. So we know we have to start on beat number 1. Start at the beginning. Can you see I was making some art earlier? My hands are covered in highlighter. So we have 1. What comes after 1? 2, 3, 4. And maybe in our next measure we have a bar line that separates it. It organizes the notes into groupings. Maybe we have 2 half notes. Okay, so how do we count those? Well, let's look back at our rhythm tree. Half notes get 2 beats, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would draw it the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now maybe in our next measure we get really crazy and we start mixing it up. I'll draw this in order. Oh my gosh, I really need to not use my hand on my whiteboard. Oh! Okay, so now I have, what kind of note is this? Let me check. Half note. Half note gets 2 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I have a whole note. How do I count that? Well, I know a whole note gets 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is kind of cool, right? It's like we're writing in a different language because music is a language after all. Let me get some of these scribbly things out here. Okay, so let's see if we can clap it. I'll clap it first and then you can clap along with the computer. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? Your turn. Clap with me. 2, 3. Great! But that doesn't have any 8th notes or 16th notes. So we're going to do something crazy. We're going to clap all the way down the rhythm tree. You're going to clap with me and see if you can keep up without getting lost. We'll do it a couple times. So we're going to start at the top and read down the tree, and we're going to clap it, and it's going to get really crazy at the 16th notes. Here we go. 1, 2, clap with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Did you get it? Let's do it again, and I will point this time. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Okay? One more time, I'll point. 1, 2, ready now, clap. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Nice. Okay, so hopefully that clarifies things. That breaks things down into our rhythm, right? Because music with just notes, pitches, totally disorganized with no sense of time wouldn't really sound like music. It might be pretty, like wind chimes, or it might not be pretty, like a bunch of people honking their car horns in a traffic jam. Rhythm helps us organize our sound, okay? Rhythm breaks our sound into measured sections, gives it a kind of structure so you can make sense of it. That's why you probably know lots of catchy pop songs, rap songs, hip hop, rock songs. Did I say rock songs twice? Because I like rock. Because you can remember the rhythm, right? Like We Will Rock You by Queen. We will rock you. So that's 8th note quarter, 8th note quarter, 8th note quarter, 8th note quarter. It would be really boring if all of the rhythms in that song were exactly the same, if it was just quarter, 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 quarter. You get tired of listening to it, right? So here's our rhythm tree. Remember that note value means the length of the note, how long it lasts when we hear it. And that's it. On to your assignment. Thanks for watching.